listening to Houston Real Estate Radio. I'm your host, Shanna Register, and every week we bring you news and information you can use on your next real estate transaction. If you've got a real estate question, you can call us at 281-882-8088, and we'll answer your question right here on the air every Sunday between 6 and 7 p.m. And if you miss any of today's show, you can always go back and catch us online at HoustonRealEstateRadio.com. We do videos of all of the shows, so if you're driving in the car, don't try to take notes. Just go back online and catch us later. We're also on iTunes and the iHeartRadio app. You can catch us there as well. So today we are looking at the future. We want a forecast of what's coming up in our market, because our housing market, boy, it's done a lot of changes over the last couple of years. Really dynamic changes going on. So we've brought in David Jarvis. He is from Metro Study. He's the regional director for Metro Study, and really want to get a forecast for the new year and what we have to look forward to.
Oh, you bet. Good evening.
Well, welcome to the show. I know you've got some great news for us.
You know, it's really nothing but good news for the Houston real estate. We're all back to making money again, and, you know, what a wonderful thing after coming through the recession. This is a lot more fun on this side.
Yes, it is. And, you know, I think it's more fun for buyers and sellers, too, because there's less stress involved.
And there's more certainty. You know, when the buyers were in charge, we weren't making any money, and, you know, our prices slipped a little bit, but we're way beyond those days.
So tell us, what does Metro Study do? What do you guys do that helps not only the industry leaders for real estate, but also for consumers? How do you help?
Well, Metro Study is the Census Bureau of the home building industry. We're the ones with the proprietary research that goes out and counts the starts and the closings and picks up prices and home and lot inventory, and then consults back to the banks, the lenders, the builders and developers on sort of the wholesale end of housing demand. So we're sort of on the leading edge of what's coming next. And
that's what's so great, is that you can give us a great forecast of what to expect in 2014. Any big changes?
I would just more of the same. We're going to keep making money. It's great.
That's great.
Last year, we've had run up about 10% in home prices on the resale side in terms of closings, and we think there's more of that to come.
Good.
So that's fun. But with the return of the demand and consumer confidence and all this, poor builders and developers can't keep up. So we got no inventory for anybody to buy.
Everywhere you look, there's new construction, you know?
There is, and it's all sold.
It's exciting, you know. It's exciting because I remember a couple of years ago driving down some of these major roads and just seeing the closed signs on these commercial properties, and it was depressing. You know, all these businesses going under, and or moving to other locations, and it was really depressing. And now everywhere you look, it's this new construction going, and it's exciting, and it just shows a thriving market. And I'm just so excited we're on the other side of all that.
That's right. Gosh, Houston is so busy. The job growth, the population growth. I mean, we're on our way from 6 million people to 9 million people over the next couple of decades. They all need a place to live. And, through the recession, we didn't develop lots. We didn't build homes. And now this huge push of demand is the catch-up part of things.
How long do you think it's going to take to catch up the market and really get us back to that equilibrium where there's not so much demand for new construction?
Well, I don't know that we're going to see a cooling off of demand, because we're still generating, 80 to 100,000 new jobs a year, and those people have a place to live. The catch-up is those years when we were creating all those jobs, but people weren't buying, they were doubling up, and they were moving home and all those things. We're trying to put all those folks in their own home right now. And on top of that, we've got this 50% increase in population growth. So I don't see a cooling off of demand. I see sort of a catch-up on the supply side, because we're so short right now. But it will take at least a couple more years just to put enough lots on the ground to begin to catch up on the supply side.
I hear a lot of buyers saying they just can't find what they want. They just can't find the property they want. They want a large lot, and there aren't a lot of large lots out there. Yeah. They want land to build a home on, and to get land, you really have to go pretty far out, and a lot of these people still work in Houston. What do you recommend to those buyers? Are we going to see any of that coming, or just not going to happen in this area?
The lots that are coming at us that are in the work schedule right now are the master plan communities. That's where most of the new things are going to come
60,
from.
80-foot lots.
Yeah.
Not going to get a lot bigger than that.
No. For a while back in the previous decade, we had the large lot 1 acre communities, but we don't see any of those at the moment.
None coming in.
Beginning to come back to the market. Now we've sort of worked our way through those.
So if you want one of those, you're going to have to purchase in one of the existing communities that offers those.
That's
your
right.
Bender's Landing and those kind of.
And they're going to have to contact you, and you have to do your best to see what's left.
That's right. That resale market. That's right. So on new housing starts, I know there are a lot of master plan communities going in. I mean, we've got several going in between Spring and the Woodlands, just right here in Northwest Houston. So of these areas that are being developed, how long before we actually see housing coming through that? Because I know it takes a long time to develop the master plan communities.
Yeah, it really does. It's a long planning process, a long entitlement process. Probably the neatest new thing on the market now that's been here for a couple of years is wood forest. I mean, you can go out to wood forest today and buy a home. And if you go out there and if you look at wood forest, you're going to want to live there. It's spectacular. The Woodlands is beginning to come up on the last couple of years of new home inventory, so that's going to be going away. It will be a couple of more years before we see very many new things. Harmony, I guess that's another new community on the east side of 45 along Riley Fuzzle. That's
close to the Grand Parkway coming in right there.
Yeah, and I was out there not long ago. The rec center's almost finished. Gates are up. It's beginning to look like a nice place to live. So we're happy to see that. There's another new community on 242, and then I guess Johnson Development has Camp Strake under contract. That's been out there in the news.
How long will that be before we get houses in there, though? Another year, you think? 2 years?
I think it's going to be a couple of years. The Boy Scouts get a year to move out.
Oh, well then, okay. That puts things on hold for a while, huh?
You can plan, though.
I'm sure they already are planning a lot of great things for out there.
Jacobs Reserve is getting bigger. Horton is added to that asset, so we'll see some more homes, and that'll be a nice ongoing community. It's very well done.
So do you think for all the relocation people moving into town between changes with Shell and Exxon and a lot of other companies moving into Northwest Houston, do you think we're going to meet the housing demand, or you think there's going to be a lot of people who just have to rent until they can find what they want?
I think it's at least a couple more years before the builders can catch up and the developers can catch up. So no, it's going to be a tight, expensive place to live with not many choices for another couple of years.
Knowing that, it's interesting because there's still a few of those resale communities that the home prices are just not rising as fast as the homeowners want them to rise. What would you say to those homeowners? Just give it time? Or do you think that by the time those prices start rising, all the new communities are going to be here and now you've got competition? I mean, because there are some that just are not going up in value very quickly.
I would say give it time. And, hopefully those communities have active, strong homeowner associations that can help bring along the values by enforcing those covenants and restrictions and so forth. But some people you get to a 30-year-old home and it's kind of functionally obsolete. It's just not what people want today, and I don't know what you do about that.
Yeah. There are a lot of communities that are they reach that point of, do you start tearing down homes and rebuilding? Do you just go in and remodel? It's going to, I know for a lot of my buyers, they're looking, they start out looking at 10-year-old homes, then they have to go back to 20-year homes because they can't find what they want in the 10-year range.
Yeah, you're right. 20-year home. Yeah, that's a remodel. Let's fix the air conditioning and the kitchens and the bathrooms, and let's keep going on that for a while.
Yeah. All right. Well, tell us real quick about rental markets. Do you think that it's still a good place to put your money in purchasing rentals?
Oh, yeah. We track on that because we need to know when the economics change and people are going to begin to sell some of the rental property, and I think that's way off. We are renting ever more homes in Houston for ever more money, and the apartments are the same way. We're getting $2.20 rents. That is $2 a square foot per month on apartments on a lot of the Class A around Houston. That's 1,000 square feet for $2,000 a month. It's a pretty strong rental market.
So good investor market, good housing market, good news for sellers, good news for builders that are building.
Yeah, and it's good news for buyers too, because I think we have a lot of confidence in the value of our investment now.
All right, sounds good. Thank you so much, David Jarvis from Metro Study. We appreciate your feedback because we know that you really have a lot of your finger on the pulse of what's going on economically in Houston. So it's great to have you. We appreciate it. And we'll be right back here on Houston Real Estate Radio.